guys! So for today's video, I wanted to talk about the topic of depression, and I'm sure by this point all of you guys have heard about the death of Robin Williams and about his depression and his suicide. And the reason why I wanted to focus on depression for this video is because I think it's an illness that is just really unique, and it's one that a lot of people honestly don't understand a whole lot about. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started, and I hope that this video gives you guys some insights into my experiences and also just some general insights into depression and anxiety as a whole. So I wanted to start off this video by talking about my personal experiences with anxiety. When I was a junior in high school, which was about 4 years ago, I had one of the hardest years of my entire life. I was taking all honors and AP classes, and it just got to be so overwhelming for me. Honestly, my life was this. I would wake up in the morning, I would go to school, I would come home from school, and I would do my homework, and then I would go to bed. A lot of times I didn't even eat dinner because I felt like I just didn't have the time in my day to do it. If I stopped to have dinner, I wouldn't be able to get all my homework done. And even on the weekends, I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to go here and do this because I feel like I'm wasting time that I could spend doing my homework and getting things done. And I just didn't have the motivation to do the things that I loved. I came home from school every single day and I would just burst into tears because I was so overwhelmed with everything. And even sometimes when I stepped into school, I would cry too because it was just a place that I absolutely hated. And I think the hardest part was that I just didn't see how things were ever going to get better. Now, I wouldn't say that I was actually depressed, but I did have this severe anxiety over my schoolwork, and it was the worst feeling that I had to worry all the time. But as I sit here in this chair and I think back to that year, I realize now that things did get better and I am so much happier now. But if you would have asked me back then if I would be as happy as I am today, I probably would have told you no, because a lot of people with depression and anxiety feel that way, that nothing is ever going to change and they're going to be this unhappy for the rest of their lives. And that is why so many people resort to doing these drastic things to themselves, because they just don't see a way out of their unhappiness. So now I'm going to move into the actual topic of depression. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I think that depression is a really unique illness, and it's one that so many people are confused by. When a lot of people heard about the death of Robin Williams and about his depression, they immediately thought, well, he's a comedian. He has made so many people laugh, and he himself seems like he's an all-around happy, joyful person. So how can someone like him have depression? It just doesn't make any sense. But that's the thing about depression, is that it doesn't just affect a certain kind of person. It affects everyone. There are so many people in this world that think that if you're funny or if you have a lot of money, then there's no possible way that you could ever be unhappy. But I can tell you that that is the farthest thing from the truth, and I think that Robin Williams is a perfect example of that. He had a lot of money, sure, from all of the popular movies that he was in throughout the years, but he couldn't just go out and buy himself a new car to make himself feel better. It's not how depression works. You can't just go out and buy yourself nice things to fix your illness. It's so much more complex and so much more serious than that. It's not something that you can fix so easily like that. So I guess the point that I wanted to make with this video is just to tell you that if you're a person who is depressed, or you have anxiety, or you're just unhappy, please don't keep it to yourself and try to deal with it. I promise there are so many people out there who would love to just sit down with you, talk about your story, and help you through everything. And coming from personal experience, I know how hard it is to talk about something you're going through with someone you feel like doesn't really understand your situation, but I promise you it's so much worse to keep in those internal demons inside of you, because they can just eat you alive and cause you to make so many bad decisions. I know this is going to sound super cheesy, but if you're at a bad place in your life right now, like I was at a couple of years ago, things are going to get better. They have to, eventually. You just have to be strong and persevere and talk about it with people who really want to listen to you. I wanted to let you guys know that I am completely one of those people who would love to listen to anything you ever want to talk about. I love answering people's questions. I love giving advice, and so I want you guys to know that I am here for you if you ever need to talk about anything. I don't don't just make videos to make videos. I make videos because I want to inspire people to be better. So please don't be afraid to ever ask me anything that's bothering you. I'm not going to judge you. You can trust in me. I am here to listen to anything that you're going through, so please, I just want you to know that. So I think that's going to be it for this video, but I hope it helped you guys out a little bit. If you're someone who has never experienced depression or anxiety before, then I hope this video gave you some insights into it. And if you are someone who has ever experienced it, I hope it helped you realize that you are not alone. There are so many people out there who care about you and only want to help you. So with that said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video.